Will Meghan Markle accompany Prince Harry to the UK this summer? Hi, all. Kinsey Schofield here, and I have an inbox flooded with questions about page six's story today. The title is Prince Harry hopes to bring Meghan Markle and kids to the UK in weeks, but still won't see one family member. To that, well, first of all, a lot of people want me to comment on this, and my initial response is no, I want to have the conversation with you first. But also, like, thanks for watching page six. It feels like we just had this conversation almost word for word with Tom Sykes of the Royalist slash Daily Beast a few weeks ago, where he said, I mean, first, hold on, give me a second because he said some stuff off the record too. So let me make sure I'm not repeating any of the content he said off the record. On the record, he said very much that Harry would like to have a presence in the UK, that he was coming back to the UK to promote the Invictus Games, and that Harry and Meghan want to basically have that half in, half out strategy that they had initially pitched to Queen Elizabeth, who said, absolutely no, that's not your reality. What I think Tom also believes, I'm putting words in his mouth right now, is that maybe that's the Sussex soundbite, but the reality is, in my opinion, and I think that Tom might agree with me here, but we'll have to wait until he comes back. I don't think that Meghan really has any desire to ever come back to the UK. I don't think she really wants to work for the British royal family. She has everything she needs. She has the title. She has the title that she can commercialize. So let's jump into this page six story and respond based on some of their insider quotes, where it's just like, are you just watching Kinsey Schofield Unfiltered? Give me a break. Prince Harry hopes to bring Meghan Markle and their children back to England within weeks, but there's still no chance he will see his estranged brother, Prince William, sources told Page Six. Again, duh. Conversation we had with Tom Sykes when Tom was trying to tell me that he thinks that there could be a coordinated effort with the palace to bring Prince Harry back into the fold. Remember when I was like, well, my sources are saying Prince William would never go for that. And he's like, no, no, your sources are right. There's no way Prince William would go for that. Says Harry set to arrive in July to promote the Invictus Games, which will be held in Birmingham next year, and he desperately wants to bring his family over to see his father, King Charles. Well, that's super simple, Prince Harry. We know that Ravik has given you very simple instructions. All you have to do is give them 28 days notice and let them know what your itinerary is. And on a case-by-case basis, the security that you need will be given to you based on their assessment. So it's less than 30 days. You just have to give them a heads up and let them know what your plans are when you enter the country. And I can almost guarantee that if you told Ravik, by the way, I'm bringing my wife and children, that might up your security risk, right? Like that. I'm just going to throw that out there. However, the prince's security fight with his homeland's government is still not fully resolved. It kind of is. You just have to give them a few days' notice, buddy. A few weeks. That's all you got to do. We're told, despite his hopes, the UK Home Office would finally sign off on taxpayer-funded armed security for his wife and children. I can't believe that some of the outlets ran with that story in January that it was going to be approved. It was a no-brainer. It was absolutely going to be approved. Here we are 6 months later, and it does not look like he's any closer to actually getting that approval. Will Geddes, who's been on the program multiple times, security expert, right when that story hit, I said, was this a strategy to get his way? And he said, I'm thinking it is. I'm thinking that this is all a strategy and there's no legitimacy to this story. It's just trying to use the press to get what they want. All right. Prince Harry wasn't invited to Peter Philip's wedding, to Harriet Sperling this past weekend. Harry was not invited to the celebration, we have confirmed, while William was joined by wife Catherine, the Princess of Wales, and King Charles and Queen Camilla also attended, as did Princess Beatrice and a pregnant Princess Eugenie. Kevin O'Sullivan told me today that Harry was trying to play it off like maybe it was yesterday, like he didn't want to, it was his decision not to go. I haven't seen that anywhere, but if that's true, that's a stretch. While Harry would love to bring Meghan, 45, I never read ages unless they're Meghan's, 45, and their children, Archie, Lili, back to his homeland. Sources stress that no firm plans had been made and matters are first focused on the Invictus event. I just feel like if it's a, even if I'm traveling somewhere a month out, I have my Spanx ready to go. I know exactly where my passport is. I know, literally make a collage of what outfits I'm gonna wear. I have a hard time believing that Harry and Meghan don't know today whether if whether they're going to jump on a plane with their children a month from now. So that I think is kind of a ludicrous line. Whoever their source is doesn't know, but Harry and Meghan absolutely know whether or not they're going to go to the UK as a family. Harry is set to attend a 1 year to go countdown celebration for the games scheduled for July 10th through the 17th, 2027. I think Tom said this on the record. If he didn't say it on the record, I apologize, but I'm pretty sure he did. Whether or not he did, it's not a big secret. Harry is planning a full-on media blitz that week. He's going to be everywhere. He's going to be in our faces through multiple charity executions. It's not just going to be Invictus. We're going to see him connect with some of the other charities that he still has friendships and relationships within the UK. This is ultimately a rehabilitation trip because I do agree that Harry's desperate to return to the UK. So mentally prepare for plenty of Harry during that week because he's going to be everywhere trying to change public perception of him, especially in the UK where people are, I mean, he polls horrifically right now. But he has not seen William since the funeral of Queen Elizabeth II. Oh, wait, there have been reports that the prince does not have his brother's phone number. However, we're told this is nonsense. Interesting. I doubt he actually has Prince William's contact information now. He might have an old AOL email account, but I honestly don't think he has Prince William's contact information. But he has not seen William since the funeral of Queen Elizabeth II in September of 2022. William, sources say, remains furious over Harry's tell-all memoir Spare, in which he slammed both his brother and sister-in-law, the Princess of Wales. Sorry for the hesitation, but I'm not going to say Kate Middleton, page 6. Check yourself before you wreck yourself. Markle has spoken openly about her time living behind palace walls, claiming she was left in tears and suffered racism. Although she would argue that she didn't suffer racism today, she would say, I never said that. Maybe she would just say she said it. I don't know where she's at now, but remember Prince Harry tried to convince us that it was just unconscious bias, and they never accused the family of racism. This would be her first time back in her husband's homeland since the Queen's funeral. Technically not true, page 6, because she just shared that glorious physical letter she got from British Airways because she flew them home from Geneva and they had to stop there. So technically inaccurate. Archie was just an infant when they left the UK, blah, blah, blah. Both children have barely met their grandfather, King Charles, and sources say Harry would love to rectify this. Well, actions have consequences. What did he think was going to happen when he just started burning all of those bridges? Harry has pleaded for armed protection when visiting the UK, telling the BBC last May that he was devastated to lose a legal challenge over his security. I can't see a world in which I would bring my wife and children back to the UK at this point. But we go to Colombia and we go to Ukraine and we go to all of these other places that have seen some things. But the UK, That's where we draw the line, where we would be recognized instantly and taken care of if we give the right advance, which is all that Ravik asks for. Proper heads up. We just need to know your plans. All right, it says here in January, the Daily Mail cited government sources saying his security would be approved, adding it's now a formality. Sources at the Home Office have indicated that security is nailed on for Harry, but Harry and his lawyers have yet to have an update from the Home Office. We have reached out to the Sussex rep for comment, with or without his family. As of yet, there's no guarantee that Harry will see his father, we're told. Well, I, if I were King Charles, I would have a very busy agenda that week, if you know what I mean. He saw Charles in September 2025 in London for tea. There have been so many disagreements between myself and some of my family, Harry told the BBC last year, adding he had now forgiven them. Referring to Charles's illness, Harry said that he did not know how much longer his father had to live. I would love reconciliation with my family. There's no point continuing to fight anymore. Life is precious. Well, life is precious. That's why I made my grandmother and my grandfather's life so difficult towards the end, right? I mean, like, life is precious, and you were a terror towards the end of your grandmother and grandfather's elderly lives. Like, after they'd committed their entire lives just to serving others, get out of here. We're told that Harry believes his father could overrule the government on the issue. Oh my, Delulu. Sources previously told us it was not a matter for Charles and his courtiers. Hey everyone, Kinsey Schofield here, and I want to tell you about today's sponsor. It's a total game changer, Peak's Liver Detox Protocol. You may not know it, but your liver handles a lot: energy, hormones, digestion, and even your mood. But with all the stress and toxins from everyday life, it needs some love. Forget harsh cleanses. Peak delivers gentle daily support inspired by traditional Chinese medicine. Their routine uses two simple blends. The first is a warming turmeric mix with cinnamon and black pepper, designed to help the body absorb it better and support the liver while calming inflammation. The second is a ginger and cinnamon blend that helps with blood flow, digestion, bloating, and immune support. The magic is how they work together to activate and flush for better digestion, stable energy, less brain fog, and that light, clear feeling. My energy is consistent, my skin is clear, and less bloating. That's Peak, where spirit meets science. Redefine your standard of health, secure 20% off your order, and begin your intentional wellness journey today at peaklife.com/Kinsey. That's PIQUE life.com/Kinsey. Thanks so much. So basically, I think, I spent the day at Buckingham Palace. What I can say about the idea of Harry and Meghan and any sort of reconciliation, let's just like remove the royals out of it. If Harry wants the British public to forgive him, he has to not only publicly apologize to his family, but I mean, there are people here that's like he needs to apologize to us. He was, he not only attacked the institution, but he attacked us culturally. He attacked us, basically in his Netflix special and in his book, they talk about how ignorant we are and how racist we all are. And they're like, that's utterly disgraceful and it's not true. So a long road ahead for Harry. I believe he's desperate for this reunion. I do. Do I think he's going to wild out when he's here looking for positive PR? I do. Do I think Meghan Markle will attend? I don't. Do I think the kids are coming? Absolutely not. Because I think that this is Harry's mission, But I thought we should have this conversation before I have it with anybody else. So hopefully we get it up soon, because I wouldn't be surprised if Jeremy Kyle asks me about this in about 7 hours, which is when I'm going to see him. So I should probably get in bed. See, I'm in my Queen Elizabeth pajamas, so I should probably hit the sack and get ready for another exciting day tomorrow in London. Agree with me, disagree with me, let me know in the comments below. Make sure you like, subscribe, and share this video with a friend. Thanks so much for watching. I'm Kinsey Schofield. Bye.